Okay. Let's go to the annotations, and as you guys can see, we got a win. Let's go over it. My opponent is a young man in high school, Nicholas Pennington Cross. I think he's in high school. Maybe he's younger than that. I'm not sure. Maybe middle school, 12 to 15-ish. I didn't ask him his age. But I heard from my friend James, who had played him, that he's pretty good. And James got a draw with him, I believe, in the first round that James played him, I believe. And he said he was pretty good. And I remember seeing some of that game when I was playing Mr. Israel. And I was like, oh, the kid's got a draw against a pretty strong player. Wow, he's pretty good. So I already had some knowledge of him beforehand. And I played my normal Botvinnik English, which I like. And now, these first four moves I don't typically see. A lot of times I'll see the two knights. I'll see either a knight and a bishop. I don't usually see the two knights and the bishop like this. Or I haven't, at least a lot. But I am familiar with the line, and or one of the lines at least. And this is a line I had not played yet, which is knight to d5. And I'd been wanting to see it over the board, and I finally got it. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to play it. Let's go. Haven't seen these lines, so let's get into them, and I'm just going to figure it out over the board. The idea is for them to... I know Jesse Cry's yelling at me. And I heard him in my head. Can't do it, boss. Don't do it. And I did it anyways. Because I know I know it's a line, and I know it's a decent move. Do I have other moves in the position? Yes, I do. And I should have made a developing move, but okay, I didn't. And so I wasted a tempo, but I feel like I get some pretty good compensation for it. And this bishop e6 is a scary move because you have to be careful. There's things coming, and he ran right into it, and I was happy to see it. And get your dudes out, yeah, get your dudes out, man, get your dudes out. And I did. He's got 3 dudes out, and I've only got 2 dudes out. And yeah, get your dudes out for sure. And I didn't. But does he want to lose the bishop? If he doesn't, he's got to take it or move it. So I was okay with this. And this is kind of a two-way street. If he takes and I take back, it's with tempo. He's got to move his knight. He's going to come in here, and I'm going to kick him around. This is good. It's a good move. I know Jesse might give me some flack for it, but I feel like I'm okay because of the things that it can do. If he doesn't do anything with it, I'm going to take that bishop. This is a good move, even though I'm not getting my dudes out. I can delay my dudes a little bit, and I think I'm still okay because black is not pressuring me. Okay. And I feel it's better to get the bishop off that diagonal, and it worked out. So we get here, and he castles, and this is completely a mistake. You play the Scotch, I don't feel like it's necessary to get more dudes out when one dude is doing useful things. 100%. One dude can do a lot if he's a monster, and that knight's a monster. So, yeah. I feel you. Zen, we're on the same page, man. I get it. And, yeah. So I said, okay, buddy, let's go. Let's do it. It is a monster knight. Look at that guy. He's like, yeah, show me what you got. He's the boss for sure. And I don't even know what they can do here. What are you going to do? Okay, great. Come at me. It's unclear, but that was his best try. He didn't do that. He got stuck. Bam! Get smashed, son. And he goes back, and this was an option. Should have done that, but principle of two weaknesses, bam and bam. This is a party. And he could have done that, and bam, bam, bam. This is nasty. And he comes back, and I say, check. And this is a double exclam, because he's got to take it. There's nothing he can do. It's game over, baby. And there we go. Boom. Winning a piece. It's always a beautiful thing when you can fork pieces with a pawn. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do in chess. It really is. I can't get enough of this. He takes, and he comes back to b8, which I found to be an interesting move. I mean, it works. I thought he would have come to d7 because now you're attacking the pawn, but sometimes you got to teach kids lessons the hard way. What's interesting is I found out he's one of the guys that I have that I go to the club with. It's one of his students, and he's like a 2100, and it's one of his students. And I saw him there. He was at the tournament walking around. I didn't know at the time that it was his student. I found out later. But yeah, I felt bad for the kid though. He was falling asleep at the board. He's doing the head bobbing thing, and doing these things and then dropping his pencil and his score sheet all over. He's tipping pieces over. The kid was clearly tired. It was a long day. You know, it's the fourth game of the day. The sun set, and it's after 7 p.m. It's tough. So I was like, all right, I'm hearing Jesse, get your dudes out. So I'm getting my dudes out. And at this point, I'm like, let's simplify the pieces. Let's get them going. And here I'm getting like tactic, like frenzy mode. I'm irritated. I'm tired. I'm doing all the tactics everywhere I see them. Bam! Just take it. I'm up a piece, so I don't care. And he found that nice resource. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Take the rook, get an exchange back. So I've got 2 pieces for a rook. Yeah, it's a game in 60 with 5-second delay. So he's coming at my pawns. He's pushing pawns. We're kind of going back and forth. I'm threatening checkmate if he ever moves. And he played this move. And this was a mistake. I don't know what he could have done better. The only other thing that I saw in the position was this. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I really have no idea. I'm having trouble finding a move at all for black. I don't know what he can do. He's stuck. His pieces just don't work. I'm not sure. So he played here, takes, and he lost a pawn. And he's coming at me here, and my whole idea was to actually just play b5, and now I've got this monster bishop and pawn just protected. So I'm going to run it down the board. And I thought, oh, now he's made another mistake. Now I can double his pawns in the end game, and look at me go. I'm going to win an exchange. I got my exchange back. Now I'm up a full piece again. I won a pawn, and I've got like 105 pawns. Look at this. And we're good. I'm winning. And he moves here, moves here. You think there was a tactic before the queens came off? Right here? What's the tactic? Bishop d5. Bishop d5 just loses the bishop. Oh, I see, because then you can take with checkmate. Oh, that's a damn good move, yeah. But he. So here's the. Um, no. He like this is this gets messy. I don't. After Queen F6. Oh, here. Okay, let's take a look. New variation, check. And you want... He's got to move his king or block it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I think it still transposes, right? So he moves. I gotta take, because otherwise, if the king moves and sack the queen on c8. Okay, check. And now what? I win the exchange. Oh, I see. Now here. Yeah, that's a more complicated way, but he then has this. He has compensation here. That's a really messy way to do exactly what I did. Because now his rook's out of play. I win the pawn and I can gain control of my pawns. But yeah, I guess it kind of works. It makes it more complicated than it has to be. And here, I had a moment in lapse, a blunder. I took the pawn. I'm in my own head. I'm super tired. It's been over 8 hours of thinking at this point. And he took my bishop, and now I made it hard on myself. Had I just moved and played here, it's game over. Yeah. But the other line is way cooler looking. I don't know, man. Cool or not, to me this was a pretty cool line. Like he's got nothing. Oh, I get connected passers, don't worry. Look at my pawns, they're so menacing. And we'll just go through the end. I didn't really put any notes in here, but it's a pretty standard win. Yeah, and it's pretty much over at this point. Yeah, tough games, you know. Difficult, super difficult. But I got my win, made 2.5 on the day out of 4. I won my section. So I brought my son with, Abe, and I've got his games here, which we have not gone over yet. I'd like to go over them with him at some point. I've gone over 2 of them with him. So I asked on Twitter if people wanted to see those. You guys can answer here too if you like. But I asked if you guys wanted to see his games because they're level 400. And he's 431 or he's about 400 USCF. So he's just starting. And I thought they'd be super instructional to be looked at by somebody that's rated my level, to offer pointers. Because I know some of you guys are in the 400 to 1000 arena, and you're probably making similar types of moves. And I think it could be super interesting.